All right. So sorry, everyone. I'm back. Sorry for the interruption. Thank you so much for waiting. Where was I? Let me share my slides. Where was I? Oh, yes, the story of the 60 Arahant disciples. Okay. Let me go back to my slides. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for waiting. Apologies because I had some sudden issue that came up. Okay, good. I was at this point in the story. Am I right? Turning the wheel of truth. Isi Patana Deer Park. Okay, good. Okay, very good. Now, yes, excellent. All right, let's go on. Yes. So the Buddha taught, everyone can hear me clearly, yeah? Is my internet connection here? Okay, good. Okay, excellent. Thank you.
Okay.
So the Buddha taught the five disciples in that Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta in the month of Asala. One of the five became a Sotapanna, the first stage of Nibbana, the first stage of awakening. Who is that? This is Kondanya. Remember, Kondanya was the one who predicted that the young baby prince would grow up to become the Buddha. Kondanya. This is one of the five. And he is the first to attain Sotapanna in one of the five. Now, after 5 days, after the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, the Buddha taught the second sutta. You all know what is that sutta? That sutta is called the Anatta Lakkhana Sutta. The Anatta Lakkhana Sutta. And that Anatta Lakkhana Sutta, with that sutta, all five of the disciples became Arahanta. They all attained the fourth and final stage of Nibbana, the final awakening, all five. So now, at this point in time, in the world, there were six Arahantas. The Buddha is the first Arahant and the greatest Arahant, and then you have the five Arahant disciples. Okay, good. After that, after the five bhikkhu disciples, now we have the Sangha, right? At this point, they have the Sangha because these five disciples became the disciples of the Buddha and they became bhikkhu disciples. They became monks, they became renunciants. Actually, they were already renunciants. They had already renounced the householder life. So they were renunciants, but now they were renunciants that entered the Sangha of the Buddha, that entered the order of the Buddha. All right? So now you have the Sangha already. Yasa is the sixth disciple. Yasa was the son of a rich man, but then he saw the emptiness of the world. And so he ran away from his house after one night. He met the Buddha, he heard the Dhamma, and he became an Arahanta. His father became the first Upasaka, his mother and wife became the first Upasika. Mother and wife, so two Upasika, two women lay disciples who sought refuge in the triple gem. Now you have the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, correct? So now they can seek refuge in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, not just the Buddha and Dhamma. Yasa had 54 noble friends. So Yasa, he became the Arahanta, and then he brought his 54 friends, also from the noble family. Okay, and they also heard the Dhamma and they also became Arahants. All right, he brought 54 friends, So the question that we need to ask now is, how many friends have you brought to the Dhamma? In our Zoom room here is 18 people currently in our session here online here. We have 18 people. All of you, next week, you have to bring 50 friends, okay? Then we have hundreds of people in the learning session. All right. So Yasa bring 54 noble friends. They also become Arhantas. So Yasa plus 54 is 55, right? 55 plus the 5 disciples is 60. So 60 Arahanta disciples plus 1 Arahanta who is the Buddha. You have 61 enlightened ones in the world. 61 awakened persons in the world. Okay, 61. Huh? And then the noble order of the Sangha was founded with these 60 Arahanta disciples. And then now the Buddha gave them a mission. The Buddha gave them a mission. Huh? Go forth for the good of the many, for the joy of the many, out of compassion for the world, for the well-being, for the good and for the joy of God and humans. Let not two of you go in the same direction. Let not two of you go in the same direction. Why? Why did the Buddha say this? Why did the Buddha say, let no two of you go in the same direction? The answer is because so that they can cover as many areas as possible, as many regions as possible. All 60 disciples go to a different place, 60 places. And then the Buddha says, preach the Dhamma, teach the Dhamma, which is beautiful in the beginning, beautiful in the middle, beautiful in the end. Proclaim both the letter and the spirit of the holy life, completely fulfilled and perfectly pure. This one is what I call, I describe it. I call this the mission statement of the Buddha. The Buddha gave his disciples, all of us, this mission statement. Go forth for the good of the multitude, for the joy of the multitude, out of compassion for the world. So we preach the Dhamma, we proclaim the truth, not out of ego, not to prove that we are better than other people, my dear friends. We preach the truth, we proclaim the Dhamma because we care for the joy of the world, because we care for the well-being of gods and humans. That's why we fulfill the mission of the Lord. All right, so this is his mission statement that he gives them. And then soon after that, he visits his birthplace. You all remember where's his birthplace? Actually, his birthplace is Lumbini Garden. Actually, his birthplace is Lumbini Garden. But this one means he visits his hometown, where he grew up. He grew up, of course, in his father's kingdom, which is called Kapilavatu. Kapilavatu is like the capital city of Sakya. Sakya is the clan, right? And then the capital city is Kapilavatu. That is where the Buddha, before he was a Buddha, the Bodhisattva grew up as a prince, a young prince. So at first, many of the Sakya, because they are royal people, royal family, they see the Buddha is a monk, is a renunciant, someone who has to beg for food, has to ask for alms food. So they didn't think he was very royal or noble or very powerful. So they were very proud of their royal lineage, their royal tradition and their royal customs. So they didn't want to give them respect. So the Buddha showed them the twin miracle or the twin wonder. Fire and water came out from his body. Okay, this is Yamaka Patihariya, the twin wonder, the twin demonstration, the twin miracle. Okay, and so then the elderly Sakya paid him the respect, and the king Suddhodana also saluted the Buddha. All right, the Buddha preached the Vesantara Jataka to his relatives. All right, and then they say, why do you seek alms, beg for alms food from house to house? This is not this is not our custom. We are royal family. And then the Buddha says, this is the custom of the noble ones. Arya Vangsa. This is Arya Vangsa, the custom of the noble ones. All right, very good. Okay, and then, this is the fire worshippers. Remember just now I said the fire worshippers? Yes. So remember the Buddha gave his mission statement to the 60 Arahanta disciples? They all go to 60 places. And then the Buddha says this, I too will go. The Buddha didn't just say, oh, you all go. I don't need to do anything. The Buddha says, I too will go. Where will he go? The Buddha says, I too will go to Uruvela. Uruvela. Why did the Buddha choose to go to Uruvela? The answer is because he knows that there are a lot of potential there. There are a lot of practitioners there who have the potential to attain awakening. So these are the three Kassapa brothers. The three Kassapa brothers. These three Kassapa brothers are not the same as the three, not the same as the three of the Venerable Mahakassapa. That is the famous Venerable Mahakassapa. These three Kassapa brothers are another three Kassapa. There were many people named Kassapa because Kassapa is like a big family, great family, you know, great clan, you know, great family. All right, so these three Kassapa brothers, and together they had a lot of disciples under them. They had 1,000 disciples under them. Three Kassapa brothers, 1,000 disciples under them. They have been practicing fire worship. Fire worship. They worship the god of fire. And then they also have been waiting for a long time, waiting for a Buddha, an enlightened one, an awakened one to come and teach them. So the Buddha knows, okay, here there is a lot of potential. So I shall go to Uruvela, the Buddha says. So the Buddha goes to Uruvela and he teach the burning sutta. With this burning sutta, all of them became disciples of the Buddha. So this is a very powerful sutta that converted all these fire worshippers. Okay. All right. So the three brothers are Uruvela Kassapa. Are you able to see my screen yet? Okay. Uruvela Kassapa with 500 disciples. Nadi Kassapa with 300 disciples. Gaya Kassapa with 200 disciples. So altogether 1,000, right? 500 plus 300 plus 200. Okay. 1,000 disciples. So the Buddha used his psychic powers to convert the eldest Kassapa, and then his disciples also became bhikkhus. Also became bhikkhus through under the Sangha, under the Buddha. All right. And then the younger brothers also followed. And then the Buddha teaches them the Adita Pariyaya Sutta, all is burning sutta, and all of them became Arahanta disciples. All of them also became awakened. Such a powerful sutta. Okay, you want to become awakened? Go and read this sutta. Okay. The Buddha's ministry lasted for 45 years, from 35 years old to 80 years old. Okay, 45 years. Okay, his ministry was the most successful and longest of all religious teachers due to his noble personality, the greatness of the Dhamma, and the methods used to teach the Dhamma. He had many supporters like King Pasenadi, King Bimbisara, Ananta Pindika, and Visakha. His chief opponent was Devadatta, his own cousin and his own disciple as well. The Buddha had opposition from rival sects, different religions, different spiritual paths, but he faced them with courage. Okay. All right. The Buddha's Parinibbana. The Buddha's Parinibbana happened in Kusinara. His last advice, Vaya Dhamma Sankhara Appamadena Sampadeta. All sankharas, all constructions, all conditioned phenomena are subject to decay and death. Vaya Dhamma. Appamadena Sampadeta. Strive on with vigilance. Strive on with diligence. Strive on with assiduity. Appamada. Okay. The Buddha says, he honors me best who practices my teaching best. Chunda gave the Buddha's last meal, and then the most meritorious meals given to the Buddha was Sujata's meal. Remember Sujata, the lady Sujata given, and also the last meal before he passed away. These two meals are the most meritorious. All right. And then the wanderer Subhadra was the last convert. He was the disciple of the Buddha who went to the Buddha. Very old man, he went to the Buddha. The Buddha was also about to die already. The Buddha was about to pass away into Parinibbana already. Subhadra went to him. And it is to the wanderer Subhadra that the Buddha tells him, outside of this path, there is no samana. Outside of this path, there is no awakening. The Buddha did not appoint a successor, and he advised his disciples to regard his Dhamma Vinaya as their teacher. All right, good. So that is the Buddha. That is the Buddha the section on the Buddha. And then there's the section on the Dhamma. Okay, the section of the Dhamma, we have not enough time today, but let me cover at least one part of it, and then we'll continue it next week. Let me cover one part of it. Let me see what part of it I should cover. Let me see. Over here. All right. Let us cover one part of the Dhamma section. This one you must know. Okay. Okay. The Tisarana is the threefold refuge: Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. The Buddha is the enlightened one or the awakened one, our teacher. He is our teacher. He is our master. He is the one who gives us his wisdom and his message. He is our supreme refuge. And then the Dhamma is his message. The Dhamma is the truth proclaimed by the Buddha. The Dhamma is the truth that is announced and declared by the Buddha. Now, Dhamma, this word Dhamma, means the teaching or the message or the proclamation. That means all the different religious teachers and spiritual teachers also have their Dhamma. Okay? This teacher has their Dhamma. That teacher has their Dhamma. So when we say the Dhamma is our refuge, we mean the Buddha's Dhamma. The Dhamma that is taught by the Buddha. The Dhamma that is revealed by the Buddha. That is our supreme refuge. Because there are other false Dhammas of other religions as well. But the Buddha's Dhamma is our guidance. The Buddha's Dhamma is our refuge. And finally, the Sangha. The Sangha is the order of the disciples of the Buddha. There are two types of Sangha. The first one is called Arya Sangha. And the second one is called Ubhato Sangha. Ubhato Sangha is Bhikkhu Sangha plus Bhikkhuni Sangha. Ubhato Sangha means dual Sangha. I'm typing it in the Zoom chat. Hang on, give me a moment. Dual Sangha. Ubhato means both. Okay, I type in the chat now. Okay, Ubhato means both, dual Sangha. Ubhato Sangha means the Bhikkhu Sangha and the Bhikkhuni Sangha. This is the one type of Sangha. Another type of Sangha is the Arya Sangha. Arya Sangha is all those who have attained at least the first stage of awakening. So, first stage, second stage, third stage, fourth stage awakening, all in the Arya Sangha. Even if they are not monks or nuns. If a lay follower attains the first stage of awakening and becomes a Sotapanna, he is still in the Arya Sangha, but he is not in the Ubhato Sangha. Understand? Good, I made the distinction, I clarified that. So our refuge is the Sangha. Okay, good. How do we worship the Lord? This is the Paramaya Pujaya. Puja means worship or honor or reverence. Paramaya means the ultimate, the highest. Paramaya Pujaya. What is it? The Buddha says, Dhammanu Dhamma Patipano Viharati. Vihara, remember this word Vihara, to dwell, to live. Dhammanu Dhamma Patipano Viharati. Samichi Patipano Anu Dhammachari. This is the highest worship, the Buddha says. Dwelling, practicing the Buddha, practicing the Dhamma in accordance with the Dhamma, correct in their practice, living in conformity with the Dhamma. This is the highest honor to the Buddha says. So what is this? What is this Dhammanu Dhamma Patipanu? What is this Dhamma that we practice? The answer is Sila Samadhi Panya. Sila Samadhi Panya. Sila is our integrity, our morality, our virtue. Samadhi is our meditative stability, our mental stability, composure, stillness. Okay, so these are all different words to describe. Panya is our wisdom, our understanding of the nature of reality. So in Mandarin, we have something called San Guan. Have you heard of San Guan? In Mandarin, we have something called San Guan. Okay, your inner values, your understanding of life, and your worldview. All right, Ditti. So these are all these are the three training. This is called the three training, the threefold training. Ti Sika. Ti means 3. Sika means training. Okay. Ti Sika in Mandarin is San Xue. Yes, 戒定慧, Sila Samadhi Panya. Thank you. Ti Sika in Mandarin is San Xue. San Xue. Sika means the training. All right. Sila, Samadhi, Panya. You have different translations. Integrity, virtue, morality for Sila. Samadhi, you have stillness. Sometimes you see the word concentration, composure, mental cultivation. Panya, you see wisdom, understanding, discernment. These are different translations for the words. Okay, so you have to know what they mean. All right. Okay, now this is the last part for today. We should know the Punya Kriya Vatu. Punya Kriya Vatu. What is Vatu? Vatu means the ground or the basis. Basis or the ground. Vatu, ground. The foundation. Vatu. Okay. Punya. What is Punya? Punya means meritorious or righteous. Meritorious or righteous. Punya means meritorious or righteous. Wait, one person left. The person's question is the most interesting one. Okay, never mind. Punya means meritorious or righteous. Kiriya means your actions, what you do. So these are the 3 grounds of righteousness. Punya Kriya Vatu, Dana, Sila, Bhavana. Dana means giving, generosity, magnanimity, liberality. Sila, we covered this word already, integrity, virtue, ethics. Okay. Bhavana means mental culture, mental cultivation. Okay, let's go on. All right, let's go on first. This one we'll cover next week. I wanted to cover, hang on. This one. This is the Dasa Kusala Kamma. Dasa means 10. Kusala means skillful. Kamma means actions. The 10 skillful actions. The 10 skillful actions. The 10 skillful actions. All right. This one you have to memorize. All 10. Dana, Sila, Bhavana. Okay. Giving, integrity. Bhavana is your mental cultivation. Apachayana. Apachayana means honor, respect. Veya Vacha. Veya Vacha means assistance, support, acts of service. Veya Vacha. Giving service. Patidana. Patidana means sharing of our meritoriousness, sharing of our righteousness, sharing of our goodness. We share our goodness, our meritoriousness with all beings. Patidana. Patanumodana. What is Patanumodana? In Mandarin is Sui Xi. Patanumodana means we rejoice in the goodness of other people. Okay? When we see a Dhamma speaker give the Dhamma, then we rejoice. When we see Wei Ken share the Dhamma, we rejoice. Thank you for the great Dhamma sharing. Wonderful, wonderful Dhamma sharing. When we see a parent loving their child, a parent giving their protection and their nurturing care to their children, this is metta of the parents. We rejoice. We say, wow, you are such a kind and loving parent to your children. This is rejoicing. Okay, rejoicing. When we see our friends get top scorer in the Malaysian Buddhist examination, wow, we rejoice. Rejoice in your diligence. Rejoice in your knowledge and wisdom. Rejoice in your determination and resolution to study and to understand the truth proclaimed by the Buddha. We rejoice. Okay. When we see someone practice meditation and then they achieve peace of mind, they cultivate compassion in their hearts, we also rejoice. Rejoice in your diligence. Rejoice in your right effort. Rejoice in your mental cultivation. Rejoice in your care for your heart. or all these are acts of rejoicing. Okay, patanumodana. Okay, any other examples? You can think of more examples. All right. Dhamma savana. Savana means listening. Dhamma savana. We listen to the Dhamma. Mandarin is 文法 or 听法. Okay. Dhamma savana. Dhamma desana. Desana means to teach, to explain, to describe, to declare, to propagate. Desana. In Mandarin it's called 弘法 desana. Hong to propagate, to promulgate, to proclaim, to explain, to teach. Okay, Dhamma desana, teaching the Dhamma. Dittiju karma. Dittiju karma. Ditti is our view, our paradigm, our perspective. In Mandarin, it is 见. 见 This is ditti. 见, how we see ourselves, how we see the world, how we see other people, how we see right and wrong, how we see good and evil, how we see the truth. This is ditti. Uju means straight, upright. 正直 in Mandarin, 正直. Uju means straight or upright. In Mandarin is 正直. Where's 直? Alright. Karma means your action. So Dittiju karma means you straighten your views. You purify your understanding. You make your view upright. You make your perspective upright. You make your vision upright. Dittiju karma. So all of you and all of us are practicing Dittiju karma now because we are straightening our understanding, right? We are correcting our understanding. Okay, so these are the 10 skillful actions. 10 skillful actions. Dasa kusala karma. You must know all 10. This one they also like to ask in the examination. All 10, okay? Dasa kusala karma. Okay, there are more topics in the Dhamma section. However, I will discuss them next week. Okay, I'll share them next week. I will stop here for now. But let us do a little bit of discussion for those who have some past year questions to ask. Any of you have some past year questions to ask? You want to ask? And then we can discuss a little bit. Let's take about 10 minutes to discuss. Okay. Okay, actually just now there's a participant, Zijian, I think he left, he asked very interesting questions. I want to answer his questions actually. Let's hope he comes back next week and then I can answer his questions. I hope, okay. Let's hope he comes back next week and then I can answer his questions, all right? Yeah, okay. Okay, YV has a question. May I know what is the difference between the 10 skillful actions and the 10 perfections? The 10 skillful actions are actions that produce righteous energy, that produce meritorious energy. These are the 10 skillful actions. And then you are asking, what is the difference between this and the 10 parami, correct? The 10 parami, these are the 10 parami. The 10 perfections, these are the 10 perfections. The 10 perfections, the 10 parami. Dana, sila, nikama, panya, virya, khanti, satya, adhitthana, metta, ubeka. So the qualities are not exactly the same, but actually they are very similar. Many of them overlap, correct? Dana, sila, they are also in the skillful actions. They are also in the 10 paramis. So what is the difference? Do you all know? Okay, now the answer is all of these actions are positive actions, right? The 10 skillful actions also bring us closer to Nibbana. The 10 parami are also skillful actions. All of these actions also give positive meritorious energy. They also produce righteous energy, right? They also produce good karma. By practicing the 10 perfections, we can also produce good karma, and we can be reborn in a happy place, be reborn in a uh, favorable destination. Yes. So the virtues and the qualities are actually overlapping, and they are very similar. So what is the difference? The difference is the context. The difference is the context. All the qualities are good, and all the qualities we have to practice. I repeat, all the qualities are good, and all the qualities we have to practice. But the difference is the context. Let me explain now. Okay. When we talk about kusala, kusala refers to skillful. Skillful means what is a skillful means what is a skillful use of the mind? What is a skillful use of the heart? When we have skill, we can master our destiny, and we can make it more and more powerful. Our meritorious energy becomes more and more powerful, so that we can reborn in a, we can reap the fruits of good karma. The good karma could be in this life or in the future lives. So when we talk about kusala, there is the context, or there is the focus on skillfulness, a skillful directing of the heart, skillfully directing the heart towards good karma and meritorious energy, so that there is more and more good karma, so that there is more and more good vipaka as well, good results and good consequences. So this is the kusala focus. The focus on parami, the context is the parami are the qualities that we develop for the purpose of awakening. Not just for the purpose of a good rebirth, not just for the purpose of good results, but for the purpose of aligning our mind closer and closer with purity, closer and closer with freedom, closer and closer with Nibbana. So both the sets of qualities are actually quite similar, and they both are good qualities that we should develop. It's just that the context is slightly different. One is more about meritorious and skillfulness. The other is more about the ultimate purpose of Nibbana, going towards Nibbana, going towards awakening. Does that help? Okay, I hope that explains it. I'm not sure if that helps, but you can clarify your question if you want to elaborate on your question. Thank you. Okay, peaceful. Okay, this is a question 16 from 2024. Question 16 from 2024. Peaceful is the mother, peaceful is the father, peaceful is the wife who has such a husband as he. Who uttered the above words when Prince Rahula was born? The answer is Kisa Gotami. Kisa Gotami is the one who uttered these words. That is the answer. And then the Buddha, at that time he wasn't a Buddha yet. He was a Prince Gotama. He gave his necklace to Kisa Gotami. That's the answer, Kisa Gotami. Okay, question 6 from 2023. What was the tree that sprung up on Prince Siddhartha's birthday at Buddha Gaya? Oh, this is a good question. Let me check. I actually don't remember. Let me confirm this. This is a good question. I think one of the previous years they also asked this question, but I forgot already. Anyone knows the answer? Let me confirm with you. Can I confirm with you this question 6? What was it? Let me post it in the WhatsApp group now, so that I can go and check for you. I need to check the answer. Let me post it in the WhatsApp group now. I will check the answer. Because if I recall correctly, in one of the previous years, they also asked this question. And then we had the answer at that time, but now I can't remember. Okay, let me check for you. Thank you so much for your questions. They also asked this in the previous year, but let me check. Let me check. Maybe I can Google it right now. I might get the answer. I might get the answer right now if I Google it. Let me Google it right now. Maybe something would come up in the Google results. Let me see. I think it's the Bodhi tree. I think it's the Bodhi tree. I think it's the Bodhi tree. It seems like it's the Bodhi tree. Yes, correct. The Bodhi tree sprung up at Buddha Gaya on the same day the Buddha was born. On the same day the prince was born. That means the Bodhi tree has the same age as the Buddha. Same biological age, you might say. Okay, that's the Bodhi tree. All right. Okay, question 37 from 2022. When did the Buddha survey the world with his divine eye to see whom he could help? The answer is early in the morning. Early in the morning. This one is the Buddha's daily routine, you know. Every day he has a routine. So, during the night, when the human beings are asleep, the devas, the gods, the heavenly beings would come to the Buddha and ask questions. So he would teach them in the night. All right. When he wakes up early in the morning, he would look at the world with his divine eye. And he could see who has the potential to become awakened, who needs his guidance, who needs his help. And then he would go to see the world, to see who would benefit from his teachings. Does that help? This is early in the morning. Early in the morning. The first watch is not the answer, because the first watch is actually the first watch of the night. The first watch of the night. Okay? At night, he's actually usually talking to the gods. Talking to the gods. All right? Does that help? Okay, actually, there's a website. I just found a website. Maybe I can share it right now. Let me share it. This is the Buddha's daily routine. That means every day he would do this. Do you have a daily routine? What time do you wake up? What time do you sleep? What time do you wake up? Okay. Okay, before noon in the morning, he would survey the world with his divine eye to see whom he could help. If any person requires his spiritual assistance, he would go, sometimes on foot, sometimes by air, using his psychic powers, and converts that person to the right path. All right? As a rule, he goes in search of the vicious and the impure, but the pure and the virtuous come in search on him. Okay? All right, now. And then he would go to ask for alms, to collect food, And then after that, he would eat his lunch, have his food for lunch, all right? Okay, before lunch, he would finish his meal. Before midday, he would finish his meal. All right, afternoon, he would teach the bhikkhus, his monks, okay, his monk disciples, all right? And then sometimes he would instruct them in meditation, okay? All right, towards the evening, the lay followers would go to hear the Dhamma, would go to him to hear the Dhamma. All right, the first watch of the night. The first watch of the night is at night, is usually for his bhikkhu disciples, his most devoted disciples. Okay, the first watch of the night. The middle watch, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Okay, now it's 10 p.m., right? Now it's 10 p.m. Wei Ken is sharing Dhamma with the lay followers of the Buddha, right? 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., the Buddha already talking to the Devas already. Any of you talk to the Devas? Talk to the Devas and Brahmas, okay? This is 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. And then in the night, after 2 a.m., the Buddha practiced his exercise, walking exercise and also walking meditation. And then he would he would sleep around 3 a.m., 4 a.m., okay? And then he would enter his meditation. When he wakes up, he enters his meditation. And then after he entered meditation, then he would survey the world. Early morning, he would survey the world to see who in the world needs his help. And then he would start his day again. So this is his routine in the day. This is his daily schedule, you might say. All right. You can see how devoted the Buddha was to the Dhamma, right? He sleeps only 1 hour, 2 hours a day, all right? Very little. And then he spends a lot of time helping his monks, disciples, helping his lay followers, helping the gods and the devas, okay? Yeah. Now, I'm not saying all of us have to sleep 2 hours, okay? If you sleep 2 hours, you might not be able to function. You cannot even remember the Dhamma, maybe, okay? So you need to sleep enough, of course. But also don't sleep too much, okay? You need to sleep. Probably most of us need to sleep more than 2 hours, correct or not? Any one of you just need to sleep 2 hours? That means your meditative energy is very strong. And then you don't need to sleep so long. But you need to sleep more than 2 hours, most likely. Okay, most likely. But also don't sleep too long. Spend some time sharing the Dhamma. Okay. I heard a joke before by a Dhamma speaker. I heard a joke. He says the Buddha works for 23 hours and sleep for 1 hour. We sleep for 23 hours and we work for 1 hour. This is just a joke. This is just a joke. Okay. So do not sleep too little. If not, you don't have the energy. But also do not sleep too much. Spend some time in compassion. Spend some time in meditation. Spend some time in helping other people. Okay, like the Buddha, like the Buddha. All right, good. Any more questions? Any more questions? Okay, if there are more questions, you can also share your questions in the WhatsApp group. I will try to answer. Okay. All right, good. Okay, I think that's our time today. Let us get a group photo now. If you're able to turn on your video camera, you can turn on. We'll get a group photo and then we'll do sharing of merit and then we'll close for today. Okay. All right. Okay, everyone, I'll give you about 10 seconds. Please smile. Look at the camera. Get ready your best smile. Okay, everyone look in the camera, smile, 3 seconds, 3, 2, 1, smile. One more, 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, all right, very good. Okay, let's go into sharing of merits. Now, let's go into sharing of merit. We'll do the chanting. This is also one of the 10 skillful actions. Remember, sharing of merit, one of the 10 skillful actions. Dasa kusala kama. Pati dana, giving our goodness to people, sharing our righteousness with people, sharing our meritorious energy with all beings. Okay, let us. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Let us go into sharing of merit. Okay, let us chant the verses of sharing of merit. Imang no punya bhagang sabbasatanang dema. Imang no punya bhagang sabbasatanang dema. Imang no punya bhagang sabbasatanang dema. We share this merit with all beings. May they rejoice in our merit and be well, happy, and peaceful always. Sharing of merit with departed relatives, we bring to mind any departed and deceived relatives and friends. May they be reborn in a good place. May they continue to be guided and protected by the Triple Gem. Idam me nyati nang hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo. Idam me nyati nang hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo. Idam me nyati nang hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo. Let my merits accrue to my departed relatives. May they be well and happy. Let us make our aspiration. Imina punya kamena mame bala samagamo satang samagamo hotu yava nibbana pandiya. By the grace of these merits that I've acquired, may I never meet evil and wicked people. May I meet the wise and virtuous until I attain my final emancipation. Idang me punyang asavakaya vahang hotu. Idang me punyang nibbana sapachayo hotu. By the power of this merit, may it lead to the extinction of defilements and impurities. By the power of this merit, may I attain the final realization of nibbana. May all beings be well and happy. 愿一切众生离苦得乐. Semoga semua makhluk hidup berbahagia. Sabbe satta sukhi hontu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Sadhu, sadhu, brothers and sisters. Thank you so much for the session tonight. I think it was a very productive and helpful session. I hope all of you, I see you are starting to do your past year questions already. Very good. Keep it up. Any questions, we continue to discuss in the WhatsApp group, and also we discuss next week. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Good night. Sister Roseanne says, thank you, Brother Wei Ken, everyone. Thank you. Sister Tianpo, thank you, Brother Wei Ken, everyone. Thank you. Yes, thank you everyone for joining the session. Thank you, Brother Wei Ken. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Brother Wei Ken.
Sadhu, sadhu.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.